What's up, Rockets? I'm Tony Freelon.
And I'm Gavin Simpson.
And this is a special 2022 Year in Review edition of J-Rocket TV. Here are some of the top stories from last year. On September 8th, Queen Elizabeth II, the United Kingdom's longest reigning British monarch, died at her Scottish estate at age 96, after reigning for 70 years.
Queen Elizabeth served with 15 prime ministers, starting with Winston Churchill in 1953 and ending with Liz Truss in 2022.
Queen Elizabeth was survived by 4 children, 8 grandchildren, and 12 great-grandchildren. When the Queen died, the throne passed immediately to her oldest son and heir, Charles, the former Prince of Wales.
Queen Elizabeth's funeral was held on September 19, 2022, attracting hundreds of thousands of people lining the streets and was televised live, reaching all over the world, including the 54 countries of the Commonwealth. These are the countries that were once a part of the British Empire.
Following her state funeral and committal service, on September 19th, the late monarch was buried at St. George's Chapel in Windsor Castle.
On February 24, 2022, Russian military forces under the orders of President Vladimir Putin invaded Ukraine.
The invasion has resulted in tens of thousands of deaths on both sides. It has caused Europe's largest refugee crisis since World War II. About 8 million Ukrainians were displaced within their country by late May, and more than 7.9 million have fled the country by January 3, 2023.
In late 2022, the Ukrainian forces went on the offensive, making efforts to reclaim parts of the country in the east and the south, shortly after Russia announced a legal annexation of 4 partly occupied oblasts. In November, Ukraine retook Kherson.
The conflict has been difficult not just for the Russian soldiers and Ukrainians, but Ukraine also produces grain and other crops for much of Europe and Africa. This has led to higher prices for food everywhere, as well as food scarcity in parts of the world.
The big news in the economy for 2022 has been a recent spike of inflation.
Inflation is defined as a general increase in prices and fall in the purchasing value of money. On average, the prices of common goods and services will go up about 1.5% to 2% every year, but in 2022, the inflation went up about 8%.
From fuel to food to rent to interest rates for credit cards, loans, mortgages, and even the cost of entertainment, prices for everything have gotten very expensive this past year.
When the economy started to heat up again after the pandemic, the Federal Reserve tried to prevent the economy from heating up too much, leading to a recession, causing interest rates to be raised 7 times in 2022.
This has led to serious consequences in the economy, but also some pretty funny memes about the price of eggs.
And now, for a year in review for video games, here's Ryder and Draven.
What's up, Rockets? I'm Draven Villarreal.
And I'm Ryder Villanueva.
And welcome to the 2022 Year in Review for video games.
Although many companies have released great games this year, Nintendo took the cake. Before we get into the top 3 games of this year, we'd like to start with honorable mentions of 2022.
These games were relatively good for the graphics and storytelling, but didn't quite make it to the top of the list. That's not to say that they were bad, but compared to its competitors, it just couldn't compete with the others. Our honorable mentions go to Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Stray, Bone Lab, and Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Now moving on to spot 3, Kirby in the Forgotten Land. Kirby in the Forgotten Land adds to the list of games that encourage the gamer experience to new players and experienced players alike.
The graphics are great and add to the whole experience. Kirby in the Forgotten Land adds 12 new copy abilities, such as shape-shifting into a safety cone, a vending machine, a car, and other objects.
The copy abilities can be used for many aspects of the games. The character designs are both charming and endearing. Although Kirby is not a new character, the game does not feel repetitive and keeping the original joy of the franchise.
The only criticisms that come to mind is how short the game is for being a $60 game. I wish it had more gameplay. Although it's easy, I like to argue that it adds to the experience and allows children and newer players a chance to find a game that they can play and enjoy alongside more experienced players.
Now coming in at spot 2, Splatoon 3. The newest installment to the Splatoon franchise, sadly marking the last as well. I believe it deserves a place on the top for its improved graphics, new weapon classes, new maps, and a great single player mode. Currently, the game adds 2 new classes, Splatonas and Stringers. Splatoon 3 also came out with 2 new gameplay features called the Squid Jumps and Squid Rolls. Like Splatoon 1 and 2, Splatoon 3 introduces its single-player campaign called the Alterna. The player, also named Agent 3, goes around exploring 7 islands with Little Buddy and the new and improved Squid Beak Splatoon on your side to help find out the secrets of Alterna. The campaign takes a lot of aspects from the past DLC of Splatoon 2's Octo expansion, having a lot of levels that have caused hell for many players, in-level weapon selection, and even having certain levels use specials. Splatoon 3 takes a spin on the aspect of Splatfest. Unlike the past 2 games, we have 3 teams to participate in: Shiver, Fry, and Big Man.
And finally, in our spot number 1, Sonic Frontiers. Sonic Frontiers is the latest game in the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise that takes a new approach to the Sonic the Hedgehog formula and puts our blue rodent in an open zone environment, letting the player freely explore 5 islands to their heart's content in a full 3D space, which is a first for the franchise. In this adventure, Sonic and his friends find themselves trapped in a place called cyberspace. While exploring the islands, Sonic will come across new enemies to face, with some of the most unique designs ever for the franchise. We believe this deserves our first spot on the tier list due to its unique story, mechanics, soundtrack, and other aspects. This concludes our personal tier list on the top games of 2022.
If you think we left any games out, let us know in the comments.
And back to you.
And now, some commentary on 2022. Here's Chandler.
The views of Chandler Cavalier Solis do not necessarily reflect the views of J Rocket TV, Judson High School, or anyone else.
Thanks, guys. So, a lot of stuff happened in 2022, so I'm going to try to talk about the important parts while being held at gunpoint by my production team. So first off, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock during the 94th Academy Awards this year. See, this is a really big deal because a celebrity did a bad thing to another celebrity, and that's about as far as the fiasco went in terms of, meaningfulness. Wordle ruined my life and everyone else's, I'm sure. Logan Paul's crypto scam was revealed, so it's good to know that he's doing better things with his life after the Japanese forest video. Ukraine and Russia got into a pretty big brawl, caused the gas prices to go up in America, not a good look. The World Cup happened, Argentina won, France took another L, probably the 5th in the last 100 years, so let's go Messi. New movies, Doctor Strange 2, Thor 4, Black Panther 2, haven't seen it, but I heard it was very good. Top Gun Maverick, Nope, a few other heavy hitters this year. New video games, Splatoon 3, Pokemon, we got Overwatch 1 re-release, also known as Overwatch 2, a GTA re-release, also known as GTA, and Elden Ring got Game of the Year against God of War Ragnarok. Pete Davidson was dating Kim Kardashian, which, good to know that he's carrying on his legacy after Ariana Grande. McRib came back for the last time. Daylight Savings came back for the last time. And Queen Elizabeth is definitely dead. Stranger Things happened in summer. Kate Bush is running up that hill, made a resurgence for the first time in a few decades. Really good song. Less than desirable outcome. AI art happened, which is basically taking code and using it to automatically create art from different sources on the internet. This results in a few weird things like 15 fingers on one foot and 16 rows of teeth on a woman, which are otherwise alright, I guess. Elon Musk bought Twitter, big amount of money for some small things that did have a big impact, but not in the way that anybody would have thought. Andrew Tate's career came into view just as much as it left. Probably not going to recover from being detained for what he did, if you know, you know. Kanye West, can't talk about him. They'll yell at me, and I'm already on thin ice here. Pink sauce. Think Universal Ranch with a bunch of spoiled eggs in it. It's not good. It was taken off shelves immediately. FDA approval had to be gotten after they looked into it. Sent a few people to the hospital. I don't think it should be back, but it is. And that's about all that it was for this year. So I'll see you.
And now, for this week's Word on the Street, here's Tamara and Monet.
Hey Tamarian, what's the word on the street?
What do you hope to accomplish in the new year?
I hope to get better grades, I guess. Yeah.
What do you hope to accomplish in the new year?
In the new year, I just hope to get my grades up and join a lot of clubs and be achievable.
Be more successful in school.
What do you hope to accomplish for the new year?
I'm gonna get big, get strong. I'm a pretty tall guy. I just need to get some weight on me, get attractive, get girls.
Yeah, get more money, I want to get shoes, more clothing. I want to be rich and successful. I want to help my mama out. I want to be a successful person. Oh God, which would be nice.
Thank you. What do you hope to accomplish in this new year?
To find better friends.
I want to be on varsity next year for basketball.
What do you hope to accomplish for the new year?
To be better than last.
I want to get to level 100 in GTA.
Yeah, okay.
I don't have to worry about my New Year resolution. I already got your mom.
What do you hope to accomplish in the new year?
I hope to still be breathing by the next new year.
Don't we all? Thank you.
What do you hope to accomplish for the new year?
My attitude.
What do you hope to accomplish in the new year?
Getting my driver's license.
Same.
To try to complete graduating early. Yeah.
What do you hope to accomplish for the new year?
More J-Rocket TV broadcasts.
I want to learn how to crochet.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, that's really nice. Thank you. What do you hope to accomplish for the new year?
for my dad to come back. It's been 7 years. He went to go get the milk, but he's yet to return.
Hopefully start my business and be successful throughout the year. Graduate on time. Yeah.
Well, that's about all the time we have for this week, Rockets. I'm Tony Freelon.
And I'm Gavin Simpson.
And this has been J Rocket TV. To see more of our broadcasts and other content, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/JRocketTV. All right, bro.